Yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
The sun shining brightly on a hot day in Texas. In Arlington, Yankees fans hoping they see similar results. And that kid wants to see that kid continue doing what he's been doing since he's been called up to the big show. It's the Yankees against the Rangers in the middle game of a three-game set, and it's time for Yankees baseball on Yes. Hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside David Cohn. So happy to be with you here this Tuesday night on Yes. The Yankees, they keep rolling. Now 18 games over 500. They've won 3 straight, and their offense, which was projected to be prolific, has certainly been performing that way, especially over these last 7 games. You see averaging more than 6.5 runs as a team, hitting over 300, 19 homers. Also for the first time in franchise history, 3 straight games with at least 4 home runs. This Yankee lineup really flexing its muscle, David.
Yeah, this offense in and of itself is must-see TV, and over a mile's worth of home runs are there too as well. They're going a long way, no cheapies, loud sounds off the bat, going a long way. It's fun to watch.
And they're going a long way for the 21-year-old second baseman, Gleyber Torres. All 6 of his bombs over 400 feet, he has been sensational.
He has. I mean, you called it right last night. The truth. I called him the answer. We're searching for how to describe this young man. He's cool as a cucumber. Yankee fans are absolutely in love with this young kid for what he's done, but also how he handles himself. I mean, he plays like a 10-year veteran already, and this is just a 21-year-old rookie.
His numbers, remarkable. Since making his debut, leads all rookies in average, home runs, and ribbies. Youngest Yankee all time to hit 6 home runs in his first career 25 games, and it's resulted in wins. Yankees 21-4 since he made his major league debut, best record in the bigs over that span. Now, the Yankees were able to beat up on Bartolo Colon last night. Different sort of pitching matchup tonight with the veteran Cole Hamels on the hill for the Rangers. We'll take a look at tonight's pitching matchup. It is brought to you by People's United Bank. Cole Hamels 2-4 in his 9 starts. The ERA very good, though, 3.48. Domingo Germán will make his 3rd start. 4.26 ERA, that's his 5 relief appearances plus his first 2 starts. David, what have you seen from him in those 2 starts so far?
Well, I think there's a lot of excitement about Domingo Germán, mainly because of his stuff. 3 quality pitches to average to above average. Above average velocity, that slider's got good depth on it. He'll throw his changeup at any time. So Domingo Germán, the last step is just to stay away from those big innings, because he found that out in the last start against Oakland. When you start making mistakes one after another, you can get a big crooked number on the board in a hurry, and that was really the only blip on the screen, is he gave up that one big inning and things got away from him a little bit. And that's hard for a rookie pitcher, to kind of right the ship and self-adjust. So I think Domingo Germán deserves another look. He's fun to watch. It's going to be interesting to see how he progresses as we go on.
And meanwhile, Cole Hamels, who's been tremendous his last 3 starts, this is a particularly interesting start for him tonight.
Well, it is. Obviously, Showcase City, he's their most valuable trade chip. Texas probably is going to be a big player in terms of trading every asset they have. Cole Hamels, he wants to be a New York Yankee, obviously. Even though the Yankees are on his no-trade list, he's been quoted as saying, hey, I'm open to anything at this point. He's certainly going to be pumped up tonight and want to put his best foot forward to show the Yankees that, hey, he's still got enough stuff to pitch in a pennant race.
And also going to want to try and keep the Yankees in the ballpark, something the Rangers could not do last night. The Bombers have been raking. We'll have a lineups, first pitch baseball next here on Yes. by LG OLED TV with AI Thin Q. And by Nissan. Get the technology of tomorrow today at Nissan Now. Shop, choose Nissan.com. A warm Texas Tuesday here at Globe Life Park in Arlington. We'll take a look at the Yankees starting lineup. It's brought to you by Lexus. Brett Gardner getting the day off against the lefty Hamels, so Aaron Hicks leading off. Then Judge, Stanton, and Sanchez grouped together before the lefty Didi Gregorius. Tyler Austin back in the lineup, a fourth straight game. You see the way he's mashed lefties this year. And Andujar, Walker, and the smoking hot Gleyber Torres round out the Yankee lineup.
And here's the big lefty. 34-year-old Cole Hamels on the year. You see the numbers. And let's go ahead and give you the pitcher scouting report. Brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers and Showcase Cinema, obviously. I mean, this is the guy that everybody's looking at right now. Probably going to be dealt before the trade deadline. Big start against the Yankees this year. And on the year, lack of support. The Rangers have scored 2 or fewer runs in 7 of his 9 starts. That's why he's got a 2-4 record. And an evolving repertoire. Like a lot of pitchers, he throws less fastballs. He doesn't throw as hard as he once did. But he's learned a new cutter that he throws to both sides of the plate. So an evolving repertoire.
Said part of the motivation, learning that cutter, happened later in his career after he failed in the 09 World Series in his estimation. Hicks fouls off the first pitch. Aaron Hicks has reached base multiple times in each of the last 4 games. He's 8 for 16 over that stretch, including a home run last night.
Interesting lineup choice for Aaron Boone here going against the lefties, getting another look at what the Yankees can do. Brett Gardner on the bench. Tyler Austin got a vote of confidence today from Aaron Boone, saying this guy's got a role in this team. And he's in there at DH. Obviously, Giancarlo Stanton in left field. Got some options against left-handed pitching, does Aaron Boone.
The Yankees 12-3 this year against left-handed starters. So the Yankees win back-to-back games against lefties on Saturday and Sunday to pick up a series win against the Royals. The 2-2 to Hicks. Strike 3, got him looking. Take a look at the defense behind Hamels, presented by Geico. Across the outfield, Joey Gala, Ryan Rua will start in center, Nomar Mazara, Kiner Falefa at third, Profar, Odor, and then Guzman with Chirinos catching Hamels. Here is Aaron Judge, snapped out of an 0 for 17 with a homer and a double last night. Finished 2 for 5 with a couple of runs scored. That change that Hamels throws.
Hamels obviously on extended rest here today as he missed his last start with a little neck issue, stiff neck.
Swing and a miss. Judge down on strikes, and Hamels has fanned the first 2.
That cutter we were talking about, sweeping across the plate. Looked like he wanted to backdoor it. This one just took off, down and in.
Giancarlo Stanton. I don't think you got a little piece of that, but he went chasing 0-1. Hamels a sub-2 ERA over his last 3 starts. Can actually extend it to his last 4. Where he's pitched to a 1.93 ERA. Closed captioning is brought to you by the Lincoln Motor Company. That after pitching to an ERA of almost 5 his first 5 starts this season. And David talked about it, and Meredith will have more on it in a little bit. Cole Hamels was very open with his willingness to go to a contender and seemed very open to the prospects of it being New York. Stanton flies that into shallow left. Profar, the shortstop, out. And a smooth 1-2-3 first for Cole Hamels. Domingo Germán's turn next. Shin-Soo Choo leading off. Kiner Falefa in the 2-hole. Nomar Mazara batting third. Jurickson Profar will hit cleanup. Joey Gallo, 14 home runs this season, tied for 4th in all of baseball. Odor, Chirinos, Guzman, and then Ryan Rua, the center fielder, rounds out the Rangers starting lineup.
Domingo on the bump tonight here in Texas. You know, he's shown really good stuff. You see those numbers. He's had 1 bad inning. Let's tell you a little bit more with our pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. And just as I said, he hit that speed bump at his last start, 1 bad inning. Intriguing stuff though, Ryan. I mean, 3 potentially plus pitches. And when you evaluate major league pitchers, if you have 1 or 2 above average pitches, well, you've got something to work with. He has a chance to have 3. And control versus command. Control is throwing strikes. Command is throwing it on the corners. And that's the last step for Domingo Germán.
We saw him flat out dominate in his first career start with 6 no-hit innings, and then started off very nicely against Oakland before running into that trouble with the lack of command. And here, paints on the outside corner for strike 1. Chop to third, and Andujar will pat, fire. 1 down. We'll take a look at the defense behind Germán, presented by Geico. Across the outfield, Stanton getting the start in left with Hicks in center, Judge in right. And Andujar, Didi, Torres, Walker, and then Sanchez catches Germán. Here's Kiner Falefa moving to the 2-hole after batting third much of late, including yesterday.
Funny, that name just rolls off your tongue tonight, right? We're used to it.
Now, there's the adjustment period's happened. That just missed 2-0.
He's an interesting story, too. Kind of the latest version of Major League Baseball super utility guy. Can play all over the field, including catcher.
Well, when he was in the minors, he was looking at his middle infield spots being blocked and said, hey, what can I do to make the major league club? And the organization said, you can catch. So he started working on that. And as luck would have it, just as he was getting ready to probably catch 50 or so games in AAA this year, there was a need at the big league level on the infield. And that's where he's been. That's rolled slowly to third. Going to be a tough play. Andujar, not in time. On the strong throw from Miguel Andujar, Falefa beats it out for the infield single.
Tough play, good effort. You got to come get it and get rid of it. Andujar does both. Palefa just beats it. Another look. No doubt, safe.
And that'll bring up Nomar Mazara. 10 home runs on the season. Had a couple of walks last night. This is the first career road start for Domingo Germán. He's thrown 7 shutout innings in relief on the road this season. After the 6 no-hit innings, I was talking to Aaron Boone and said, well, what is sustainable? Obviously, he's not going to do that again, but what's sustainable? I said, his 3 pitches, which you've talked about, David, that Germán has 3 major league quality pitches.
And the distribution of those pitches is almost equal between the 3. Slightly more fastballs, but the breakdown between sliders and changeups are pretty equal.
The 0-1. Missed down and away. He also has an incredibly high spin rate on his fastball. 7th best spin rate in baseball on the fastball, meaning that 95 looks even harder.
Life. Spin rate equals life. Especially with 4-seamers. Now 2-seamers, you'd actually want a little less spin to allow for more movement. So that's the spin rate game. Depends on how you grip the pitch. If you're turning it over and spinning it for breaking stuff, you want more spin. Or 4-seamers, you want more or higher spin. Splitters and 2-seamers, you kind of want less spin for more movement.
The 1-2. Check swing. Mazara held up 2-2. One of the things that Meredith Marakovitz was talking about with Luis Severino is that Severino can see Germán's getting more confident because he's willing to shake off now. The 2-2 is down, 3-2. And that for him, as another pitcher observing, he says, okay, I know he's feeling more and more comfortable because he's willing to say no.
They seem to have a good relationship. You see Gary reading on the wristband like a quarterback in the NFL. Looking at situations, the count, tendencies. What finger to put down right here? The thumb means pickoff.
Indeed.
Comes from the bench. As usual, and we've talked about this for several years, the running game's usually handled from the bench. That's why Gary's looking in there. A little fist pump and the changeup.
The payoff. Runner goes. Pitch is smashed foul. Deep down the right field line. And very deep. See what Germán and Sanchez want to go with on this next 3-2 after that swing. The payoff. Runner doesn't go this time.
Now, we've talked about it a lot, Ryan. Most pitchers, and the Yankees are no different, probably a leader in terms of philosophy of pitching and throwing more off-speed pitches, and especially when you get in these counts, 3-2 count. We just saw a changeup. Now we saw a slider. Back to the fastball now.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming. Runner goes. It's high, ball 4, and Mazara works the walk. The Rangers with 2 on and 1 out here in the first. Here's Jurickson Profar.
as is typical, you know, the pace slows down when there's trouble, there's base runners. Domingo Germán usually works pretty fast, but a little bit of trouble here, just walked a guy.
Sanchez, snap throw to second. Gregorius does a nice job to scoop it.
That was an absolute rocket, but Sanchez just threw down to second. Goodness gracious. Watch how quick he pops. He's not even that far off, and he made that almost close. That had to be 90+ miles an hour from Sanchez down to second.
He could just zing it. The 0-1. Just missed the inside corner. 1-1. You talk about the comfort that Germán and Sanchez have together. That's something that Aaron Boone has glowed about. Just observing the way they work together and really liking them as a battery. Profar slams that to center field and deep. Hicks will watch it go over the wall for a 3-run homer. And the Rangers take an early 3-0 lead.
Profar's been a top prospect for a long time. He's underachieved, but he's got skills. And to go down and get that pitch and drive it out, a line drive to dead center, shows you the bat speed and the skill set he has. The Rangers have waited for him to come around.
That thing was not far off the ground, and it just jumped out of here. So Profar with his 3rd home run of the year and gives Cole Hamels a 3-0 lead to work with. Profar didn't have any home runs in his 22 games up at the big league level last season.
It's a 95.5-mile-an-hour fastball from Germán that Profar drilled.
Swing and a miss. Gallo down on strikes. 2 out. Here's the stat cast of the home run.
That's legit. 411 feet by the time it lands. Talk about that spin rate. You know, the strikeout we just saw at 97 miles an hour was up at the top of the zone. That's when the spin rate, the high spin rate, plays up better. Profar's home run was down around thigh high out over the plate.
That's what you talk about with Chad Green.
You know, the old pitching coach theory of get the ball down. How many times have you heard that? Get the ball down. Actually, it's the other way around. Get the ball up. Stay away from the belt and thigh high area. If you're going to get it down, get it at the bottom of the zone or lower. But when you throw with plus velocity like this, you're better off at the top of the zone. See where that is? That's down, right? 96 miles an hour out over the plate. Hitters like it there better than they do above the belt, generally speaking.
Odor clubbed his first home run of the year last night, a 3-run shot. Swing and a miss. Odor down on strikes, and that will end the inning. But 26 pitches from Germán, including this one, which did not come back. A 3-run homer for Jurickson Profar, and a 3-0 Rangers lead after 1. About the Yankees yesterday, courtesy of the New York Post. The Yankees have a tremendous team. I feel like I have a lot left, and I've been able to add more pitches, and I haven't had a serious injury. October is the real baseball. It's where you test your skills the most. And Cole Hamels says 16 career postseason starts, has pitched to a very nice 3.48 ERA in those 16 postseason starts. Some with the Phillies, some with the Rangers.
He has an impressive resume, without a doubt. First time he was on the DL last year.
Sanchez hits a towering fly ball to left, down the line, foul ground, and Gallo able to snare it with the backhand for the first out.
Well, you mentioned this last night, Ryan. Gallo covers some ground. I was surprised. Made a couple of good plays last night, cutting off potential triples, and this is an excellent play. Not only did he cover ground, he's got to contend with the wall. Well done.
He only ended up in left field because of the way they had to shift things around injury-wise. But he's done a nice job out there, to the point that they just leave him out there now. No more shifting back to first base. For a team that's really struggled defensively, he's handled left, by all accounts, nicely. Gregorius punches that out towards Gallo. 2 down. You were saying about Hamels, though, David, the resume, it is certainly there. A lot of experience, a lot of success in the biggest moments. 2008 World Series MVP.
You know, the popular phrase nowadays is decline with older players. He's 34 years old, and that graphic will show you his major league rank since 2006. Last year he went on the DL. It was his first time he missed extended time. But prior to that, he was a 200 inning, 200 strikeout guy. From 2012 to 2016, there were only 3 guys that did that 4 out of 5 years. 200 innings, 200 strikeouts. Price, Scherzer, and Hamels. Pretty good list to be on. He's very durable. Missed bats. Postseason resume. The question is he in decline? His velocity's a little down. He claims no. He's changed his repertoire, throwing more cutters.
As far as his contract goes, you see what he's done in his postseason career. Very good numbers. He's owed $22.5 million over the course of this year. He has a $20 million option, team option for next year, or a $6 million buyout. As Austin just waves at that off-speed delivery, and Hamels has retired all 6 Yankees, 7 pitches in this inning. The Camry Hybrid is the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. On Twitter at Yes Network, we've asked, how excited are you about all the young talent around Major League Baseball right now? Man of Fiction tweeted, extremely. It feels like we're in a golden age of young talent in baseball, and that can only mean very good things for the sport going forward, and still plenty more talent on deck. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using the hashtag Yankees Camry Hybrid to keep the conversation going.
See the AAA lineup that Scranton's running out there?
Could beat some big league teams.
Wow.
Frazier and Drury, Greg Bird, Tyler Wade as Chirinos gets clipped by a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And the leadoff runner on for Texas. Some big-time young talent across Major League Baseball. We saw Juan Soto in his first Major League start at 19 years old. We see what the Braves have with the Cunha Albies. Gleyber Torres, obviously, we've watched very closely. And Rafael Devers for Boston. Those are the youngest active players in Major League Baseball. And, I mean, Soto's just a game in, but the others have already been contributors. That scoots away from Sanchez. On to second goes Chirinos. And it scored a wild pitch.
Get another look. Sanchez setting up away. This is down and in. Those are the times we've seen Sanchez struggle a little bit, when he's kind of sitting in the rocking chair away, and the pitcher crossfires down and in. Those are the toughest ones for catchers, especially a big guy like Gary.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. On trying to keep it right here after allowing the 3-run homer to Jurickson Profar in the first inning. That'll get a job done. Torres gets to it. Will fire across his body for the first out. On to third goes Chirinos. Let's take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's hot. 81 degrees, 50% humidity. Partly cloudy. It's cooled off a bit. Down on the field around 5 o'clock, it felt a lot more like 95.
See, the Yankees are going to come all the way in, try to cut down the run.
The number 9 hitter, the light hitting Ryan Rua up.
You just add a couple C's and an O. You got Ryan Ruocco, right?
That's it, man. Get me my first big league at bat. Sanchez blocks that nicely. Rua has been given opportunities at the beginning of the last few seasons, but normally has ended up scuffling a bit, playing himself out of the lineup after being given those chances. Right now working in the center field mix along with Delano DeShields. Wave and a miss, and it's 1-2. Armand looking for a big strikeout here. With Chirinos on third and only 1 out. Went around too far, skips away. Here comes the runner, the toss to Herman, and safe at the plate is Chirinos with Rua reaching first.
The double whammy. Not only do you not get the guy at home, but Chirinos not hesitating. Herman maybe a bit late there, but a nice slide. Yeah, Herman's got to be there a little quicker. You can see. Kind of put that one on the pitcher. It's obviously going to be a wild pitch because it's in the dirt. Not that far away, you know. I mean, Sanchez, I guess you could say maybe get there a little quicker, but I thought Herman was the one. You got to get to home plate a little quicker.
Just down.
It's not normally, you know, the type of wild pitch you see a runner from third score on, especially Chirinos.
Right.
It's not a speed burner. Definitely a gift run from the Yankees here.
A hit by pitch and a wild pitch. Move Chirinos to second, a ground ball to third, and then the strikeout wild pitch. Not been a rhythmic or crisp start.
No, especially coming off of the first inning when the Rangers hit the 3-run homer.
And now 3-0 on Shin-Soo Choo. There's a strike.
I think the early read too on home plate umpire Pat Holberg is he's more of a hitter's umpire. Bit of a tight zone tonight as well. Several borderline pitches going the hitter's way.
That one almost looked like it was going to, but then he called a strike. And Choo is going to come back. That was a remarkably long delay between that ball being caught and it being called a strike.
Very similar to the first pitch of this sequence that was called a ball. It's in the box. As far as the box goes, as you see, that's in there. A changeup at 87 miles an hour.
Holberg was just a little slow to the trigger, but clearly the right call. Runner going. That pitch misses inside, and Choo works a walk. Larry Rothschild got to take a trip to the mound with Herman struggling so far early in this game.
See it a lot with not only young pitchers, but really any pitcher for that matter. When you give up a bomb, a home run like that in the first inning on a fastball over the middle of the plate, it chases you out of the strike zone. You think you have to make perfect pitches. Herman clearly struggling, trying to establish the strike zone.
We know with the Yankees offense, there can be plenty of runs in a hurry, so we want to keep this right here at 4. Sanchez has trouble with that one, and both runners will advance.
In the dirt again with the breaking ball, and pretty wide as well. Trying to throw this for a strike on a first pitch, so that just tells you that the human element's in play. Nerves, you squeeze it a little more, you think you have to make it perfect, and then you end up throwing the first pitch in the dirt.
Third wild pitch of the inning. Infield in, Sanchez able to get to that one.
looking to come in and crossfires it down and away. Sanchez gets handcuffed at 96 miles an hour.
Two 2-0 on Kiner Falefa, and that misses. 3-0 with the dangerous Nomar Mazara on deck, and Larry Rothschild looking for a big-time turnaround from Herman, who just hasn't had it so far.
Yeah, there's not a go-to pitch to get over.
.26 pitches in the first inning. This will be the 20th of the second. There's a strike. The 3-1. Missed outside and a bit high. And Kiner Falefa walks. And the bases now loaded with 1 out in an inning that has not had a hit.
Yeah, down and in, down and away. Herman definitely late getting there, and another one. Breaking balls in the dirt have been a problem, and he hasn't been able to control his fastball as well.
Only contact in the inning was a ground out from Ronald Guzman that advanced Chirinos from second to third. But a hit batter, 2 walks, and 3 wild pitches. And Texas with already 1 run in the second and threatening for more with the bases loaded. Mazara swings and misses. 0-1. A.J. Cole warming in the Yankees pen.
Just a lot of uncertainty on both ends here. Which pitch to throw. Not sure where to turn. What can you throw for a strike? You would think with above average velocity that you would establish his fastball. That's probably the pitch he has the least command of, and I think that's the last piece for Herman. The no-hitter, it was a lot of sliders that he got ahead with, and then he showed his fastball.
The 0-1. In the dirt again. 1-1.
There's just some things you have to learn for yourself on the mound as a young pitcher. Pitching coaches can't help you. The stress of a major league inning. Things are going wrong. You have base runners. You start squeezing the ball a little bit.
Rolled slowly towards first. That is going to be a fair ball as Walker steps on the bag for the out. A run will score. It's 5-0 Rangers. Walker let it roll as long as he could, seeing if this one would go foul.
Yeah, and Walker trying to let it go foul, and this is really the home plate umpire's call until it gets to the bag right there. Looked like it was the right call. It's just hugging the line. And it probably would have hit the corner of the bag. So the first base umpire actually made the call. But it looked like the right call nonetheless.
So now second and third with 2 outs. And Jurickson Profar up. Profar a 3-run homer his first time up. Profar, you started talking about it before, David. He was the guy who was thought to be the biggest star coming from Curacao. Yesterday we documented the friendship that he and Didi have. Profar was lauded as this untouchable prospect for years, and with Texas. Whenever trade talks would come up, he would be the one. No, he's not going anywhere. He's going to be a middle infielder of the future for this team. But it just has not panned out.
Another teenager who made his major league debut back in 2012.
Grounded to Torres. Fields the short hop and retires Profar, but not before the Rangers score 2 runs in the inning without a hit. It's 5-0 Texas.
The Yankees here in the third, but earlier today, a really cool moment for him during batting practice. He was able to meet Adrian Beltre. That was his favorite player growing up. He introduced himself to Beltre, and Beltre said, "I know who you are. I see you on TV, and you're playing quite well right now. Keep up the good work. Continue working hard, and if you ever need anything, just let me know." Now, I asked Andujar why he liked Beltre so much. He said it was everything. He could hit, he could field, and he played the game clean, and he really respected that, calling him a guy you could look up to and a good example for people everywhere that wanted to get into the game of baseball.
Pretty cool. Was Andujar glowing, talking about getting to meet him afterwards, Meredith?
Smiling ear to ear. And it was actually Carlos Mendoza that tipped him off that Beltre was out there, so he ran up the dugout steps early to actually go and seek him out. And it's the first time he ever met him, so he was thrilled with him being able to talk to the guy he looked up to so much when he was young.
Oh, that's terrific stuff. And one of those cool parts about being a young major leaguer, right? Getting to meet and see some of the people that you watched and looked up to. And you see Adrian Beltre is currently on the DL, getting some work in earlier.
It's funny. It's a great story by Meredith. Andujar sort of trying to introduce himself. You know, Beltre said, "I know who you are."
Right. I always love that when you hear a professional athlete tell the story of meeting someone for the first time, thinking that they have no idea who they are, and then, "Oh no, I follow you, I watch you." And then, "What? You watch me?"
Yeah, what a lift.
Yeah. Walker down on strikes. Texas certainly with some notable injuries. Beltre on the DL with a hamstring strain, and Andrus a fractured right elbow. And you see the brace/guard he has. Torres got all of that one. Goodbye. Crushed it. Another home run for Gleyber Torres. who just will not stop. It's 5-1.
Well, there goes the no-hitter and the perfect game. Fastball in. Impressive. Cuts him off with the pass.
Hicks grounds into short. He'll be thrown out by Profar, but not before the Yankees get on the board. Gleyber Torres' 7th home run. It's 5-1. Greg Bird, his rehab assignment in the minors so far, 5 for 26, a couple of homers, 5 ribbies. Started the season on the DL after right ankle surgery, and Aaron Boone talked about Bird at length today before the game, was peppered with Greg Bird questions, and said the reports of his at-bats lately have been very strong, gaining momentum with those at-bats, and said there's a real chance that he could join the Yankees this weekend. And of course, there are a lot of roster questions that come up with the return of Greg Bird. Aaron Boone said, yeah, there could be a situation where Tyler Austin is still here and playing. We'll address it when it comes. Strike 3 looking, as Gallo is retired. This season, put the pinstripes in the palm of your hand. Stream Yankees baseball on Yes using Fox Sports Go, presented by T-Mobile. It's one of those high-quality problems, right?
It sounded like Aaron Boone gave a vote of confidence to Tyler Austin, you know, intimating that this kid's got a role. He's been a big part of our early success, and he's been impressed with him.
Meredith, do you have a little more on Austin?
Well, he was asked about it, if he knows that Greg Bird is about to come off the DL and that there is some question as far as what will happen with this roster. And Tyler Austin said from day one, he is not thinking about it. He's focusing on the day-to-day and letting things shake out as they may. He does feel as though he's played well. He's clearly contributed. Now it's up to the Yankees upper management and up to the staff to decide what they want to do with the roster. But David, as you mentioned, Aaron Boone has been asked this for several days now, and he continues to give Tyler Austin a vote of confidence, explaining how important he has been to this team and what a big part he has played in their success early in the season.
Which is absolutely true. He's been a huge contributor and has helped to lighten the blow that it could have been without Bird for the first month and a half of the season. It's foul.
You're starting to see Aaron Boone get creative against left-handed starters, including tonight's lineup. You know, Ryan, we talked about it last night. Boston has a lot of left-handed starters. It's nice to have options against a guy like Chris Sale or Cole Hamels tonight.
And one of the ways you could still end up with Austin here when Berg gets called up is if you wanted to carry 12 pitchers instead of 13.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Strike 3. Odor down looking.
Sanchez kind of leading away, and that ball ends up inside again. So it works out. And he's starting to find the strike zone a little better and trying to restore some order to this game and give the Yankees some innings. Pitch number 64 coming here in the bottom of the third.
Torres already got one of those runs back with yet another home run as this kid just continues to sparkle.
It's the same for pitchers and hitters. Is when confidence grows, when it grows, you start letting it go. You play with more confidence and you're freer and you're easier. And we see it with Torres' swing. We've seen it with Herman when he's had his good games. Instead of feeling for it, you just kind of trust it and let it go. Torres very confident right now. Domingo Germán a little bit in and out. We've seen it. Boy, he looks great sometimes, and then all of a sudden, boy, it leaves him when he gets in a little bit of trouble. But the talent is there.
The 1-2 just missed. 2-2. Chirinos led off the second with a hit by pitch. Came around to score in a 2-run inning that didn't have a hit. Now he's down on strikes as Germán strikes out this side, all looking. Nice bounce back inning for Domingo Germán. Aaron Boone likes it. 5-1 as we go to the fourth.
T-Mobile presents Hats Off for Heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Season, all you need is one to keep the streak alive. Download Beat the Streak today for your chance to win $5.6 million. Yankees with 2, 3, and 4 to lead off the fourth. That's Judge, Stanton, and Sanchez on the Audi scoreboard. The Rangers with a 5-1 lead on the Yankees. Judge struck out in the first. And now gets plunked. Giancarlo Stanton takes on Cole Hamels today by AARP. See the career numbers. 3 home runs, a significant amount of at-bats after all the time they both spent in the National League and in the NL East against each other. Yankees would be fine with home run number 4 right now to get them right back in the game.
Got to make these sort of mistakes hurt like the Rangers did to Herman.
That's rolled slowly. Hamels hops off the mound. Nicely high throw, but in time for the out as Judge advances to second.
See him turn it over, that changeup, and that gets by Hamels. That's a hit. A good play by Cole to get off and get rid of it.
Sanchez. Popped out. First time up. Down the left field line. His last 6 games entering this game, a .409 average with 3 home runs.
Yeah, see his overall average finally creeping up to 230.
We talked about it in Kansas City, how there were so many those underlying analytics that indicated, hey, in some ways he's been better than ever when it comes to his hard hit percentage and his discipline at the plate, the way he hasn't been chasing. So you thought a hot streak was coming. And right now he's ahead 3-0.
Well, that's the beauty of analytics, right? That you can peel back the layers and discover the luck factor. You know, are you hitting in bad luck? Are you doing your job? Are you controlling the strike zone? Are you chasing bad pitches? Are you hitting the ball hard? You know, check all the boxes for Sanchez. He just wasn't getting rewarded.
And he looks at ball 4. So 2 on now with 1 out. And Didi Gregorius walking to the plate.
It's kind of the whole point with sabermetrics or you know, any sort of analysis. Analytics is the random variance of things, the luck factor. Sometimes it's your turn to hit in a bad streak, or sometimes you get lucky. It works both ways. Finding out what is real and what is sustainable is really the tool of analytics and sabermetrics, and understanding the value and the limitations of them.
And a nice profile today in The Athletic on my partner David Cohn and the way you took to analytics, sort of blending the old school grinder mentality with the welcoming of this new information.
The welcoming of it, and then putting it in its proper place. Something about the numbers of baseball, right? Over the 100 years, over 100 years, the history. Count me as somebody who thinks that the fact that some of the smartest mathematicians in the world are interested in the numbers of baseball as being a good thing, as a helpful thing.
The 2-0. Gregorius pops that up, shallow center field, long run. Odor gets there for the second out.
Excellent range by Odor, and it hangs up there just enough. But he's the only one that's got a chance. And he covers it.
So after falling behind 2-0 on Gregorius, having walked Sanchez on 4 pitches, Hamill's able to get Didi to pop out, and now it's Tyler Austin. Big swing and a miss. 0-1.
Tyler Austin, obviously the value of his power numbers. His 8 home runs lead all rookies this year so far, and his 857 OPS. The last piece of the puzzle for Tyler Austin is just getting good pitches to hit, controlling the strike zone, getting the strikeout rate down just a little bit.
Let's take a look at the league leaders, brought to you by your local tri-state Volkswagen dealers. And there are a couple Yankees in the top 3 when it comes to rookie leaders and home runs.
In the American League, Tyler Austin leads, obviously.
Christian Villanueva leads the National League in all baseball. But Austin retired on strikes here as Hamels works out of trouble. 5-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Yankees close out this clash with the Rangers. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock with Audi batting practice today and the Chevy Yankees pregame. Then catch all the action right here on YES and streaming on Fox Sports Go. Well, that good-looking family right there is the brother, 2 sons, and wife of our producer, Troy Benjamin. That's Eugene, Tanisha, Carson, and Cassius. What a beautiful family taking in the game here in Texas. I'm telling you right now, if I'm Troy, I'm not messing with brother because he's got some guns. On the Audi scoreboard, Rangers a 5-1 lead. Nice bounce back inning in the third from Herman. Struck out the side, all looking. That's driven in the air to right and deep. Judge will watch it fly. Ronald Guzman is homered for the second straight game. And it's 6-1 Rangers.
Well, that's the second one. As you said, Ryan, that Guzman's hitting this series. He's got some big league pop. A rolling breaking ball and a laser.
That one felt like it had some Texas takeoff, too. Rangers entered this series 15th last in the American League in slugging. They've slugged a little bit these first two games.
We mentioned it in last night's game. The Yankees are better than anybody in the major leagues at the home run differential. On the short side so far tonight, Larry Rothschild's going to get some help going.
Smashed right at Andujar. He throws out Rua for the first out. Exit velocity presented by Spectrum Internet with faster download speeds and better performance. There's the exit velocity on the homer.
And a low launch angle at 18 degrees, so that was a line drive.
Did that guy in the aqua polo try and like kick that midair? Looked like he was trying to trap it with his left foot.
He was coming in hot.
You could see if it was right at you, you put your foot to protect, but you don't reach it out to make contact. As Cole's back up, was up in the second inning when Herman got into trouble. 1-2 on Chu. On the ground at first, Walker takes it to the bag, 2 out. What would be the overall assessment of Herman so far tonight, David?
Well, it's the last piece of the puzzle for Herman. We talked about control versus command, and then when he does get in trouble with runners on base, he tends to, you know, slow down and then try to get too perfect. He starts nibbling too much. We've seen him when he gets on a roll from the windup just roll through lineups. He can roll through once or twice and turn the order over. We saw that in his first start. It's when the trouble happens. And that's something you can only learn under duress when it happens to you. You can't look at video. You can't have a pitching coach teach you what to do in those situations. Your heartbeat starts racing. First and second, you drill a guy, you give up a homer. You have to learn how to calm yourself down. That's why you hear all those cliches about slowing the game down, especially when he gets in trouble. And when they get him in the stretch, he looks like a different guy, you know, and that's just youth.
And Andujar on the backhand, sets, couldn't get out of his glove, and safe at first is Kiner Falefa. On an infield single.
It's definitely a hit. I mean, well done to go get it, the backhand, and couldn't get it out. Just a little bit of a double hitch, and even his cannon, which Andujar has. He's got a great arm. But Falefa runs fairly well. And you can tell by the look on Andujar's face. It would have taken a perfect release to get rid of it. And Aaron Boone's seen enough.
That is going to do it for Domingo Germán. His first career road start. A bit of a struggle tonight. He will leave. AJ Cole will come on. The Rangers with a 6-1 lead over the Yankees in the bottom of the fourth. The New York Lottery. Get out there and play. And buy your local tri-state Volkswagen dealers. Bottom of the fourth inning in Texas. And the night is done for Domingo Germán. 3 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, a few wild pitches. And he is responsible for Kiner Falefa on first with 1 out in the inning and AJ Cole coming on.
The sad eyes of a knocked out starter. I know that feeling well. Since AJ Cole's been a Yankee, he's been pretty good.
Yes, he has. See, Luis Severino's going to talk it through with Germán. Two out here in the bottom of the fourth for Cole with the runner up first. The thing about Severino being somebody to lean on in these situations as well is, even though he's young, he has already gone through that success, struggle, back to prominence afterwards.
Yeah, that has made Severino so much better to work his way back from adversity.
Remember last year, there was a loud contingent of Yankee fans who wanted him to stay in the bullpen. He's turned himself into one of the best starters in all of baseball.
Used it as motivation.
Aaron Boone had a good quote about this the other day. He was talking about it in general, but he said it's good to go through adversity when you have the toolbox to get out of it, because it will serve you then in your experiences moving forward.
We've seen that with Aaron Judge as well after his first call up, and how he has remained very aware of how humbling this game can be at times.
Sanchez keeps it in front, straying for a moment was Falefa. He gets back to first.
Well, this is textbook because he's looking for the slider down. So, you know, all the talk about Sanchez and catching the ball and all the pass balls, has been overplayed in my mind. Now, certainly could he move better and improve? Is that a weak spot in his game? Yes. But all the other boxes that go on the catcher toolbox set, he's off the charts. And if he has a few extra pass balls a year, or he doesn't move as well on pitches that are away that he looks for in, or vice versa, then how much does that really mean in the grand scheme of things? Well, we can look at sabermetrics and peel that apart. If he had 8 extra pass balls last year, maybe that led to an extra 2 or 3 run score over the whole year.
You think he makes that up other places? Maybe.
I'm okay with that. You know, he's not perfect. Yeah, okay. Relax. He's a big guy. He's a middle linebacker back there. And yeah, he's trying to improve. Is he the best in the game at blocking balls in the dirt? No. He's probably the best at throwing. He's got the best pop time at popping up and getting rid of the ball and throwing the ball to second base. His arm strength is at the top or near the top. We know about his offense. When he's playing at the catcher position, his offense plays bigger than if it were at first base or defense. His value is as a catcher. And yes, he misses a few balls here and there. In the grand scheme of things, that has been way overblown in my mind. I would like to throw that guy every day of the week. I'll take him as my catcher.
Runner goes with 3-2 and 2 out in the dirt. And Mazzara works the walk, his second.
Was that a little mini rant?
I liked it.
All right, I'm done.
You can continue. Well, to your point about also sort of having that veteran mindset and wanting to throw to a guy like that, CC Sabathia, the veteran of this rotation, loves throwing to Gary Sanchez. And always, whenever he's asked about, well, what about the blocking ball, he says, I watch this guy work on it constantly. He's constantly putting in the time back there.
It's a great point, Ryan.
CC will start tomorrow. Doug Fister will go for the Rangers. Cole will look back for Falefa.
With Troy Benjamin and Johnny Wilson's getting some good looks there. I mean, I empathize with Domingo Germán. You know, the life of a starting pitcher, that look on his face tells you everything you need to know. You got to wait another 5 days to go back out there and get a redeemer chance.
That's the toughest part, right? Just having to wait until you get that shot of redemption.
There's no job in sports like a starting pitcher. Pitch once a week. 162 games. I got to play in 30 of them on average, Ryan. Maybe 32 games I got to play a year. A lot of waiting, a lot of brooding. The ups and downs. Domingo Germán, definitely a down night tonight.
And he was pitching on a significant extended rest because of the way they reshuffled the rotation. As Profar chases, Sanchez scoops and tags, and that will end the inning and the line for Germán. GMC scoreboard. Rangers a 6-1 lead on the Yankees. Yankees left 7, 8, 9 up this inning. Andujar, Walker, and Gleyber Torres. Torres homered his first at bat because of course he did. And Andujar behind 0-2. Hamels worked out of some trouble in the fourth. The Yankees had 2 on with 1 out. And now going to work with something he has not been accustomed to this year, run support. David told you at the start of the game he's had 7 starts this year where the Rangers have scored 2 runs or fewer. You see only Matthew Boyd has gotten lower run support in the American League.
You can't win games like that. You can't. I mean, he's 2-4 his record. You look at his record and you say, oh, he's having an off year.
Another case for analytics.
I thought the breakthrough was when Felix Hernandez, King Felix, won the Cy Young Award with a 13-12 record a few years back.
Popped up, right side, foul ground. Guzman has room, makes the play for the first out. We'll go back to the studio and check in with Bob Lorentz. Thank you, Bob. Ozzie Albies been just outstanding after getting a 57-game taste of the majors last year. And he is another young man from Curacao. Got 14 homers, an OPS around 900. And he's 21 years old. Walker drives that down the left field line, foul.
It's an exciting time for Major League Baseball with all of this young talent coming into the game.
Bit of a scramble for that foul ball.
She got it.
She did. There was some serious effort going on behind her, too. Was she just giving that to somebody else, or maybe just a look at for a moment?
Just a look at.
Okay. Seemed like she wasn't sure if she'd get it back.
Maybe the kid. Maybe
the
kid.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
It's amazing what a foul ball does to all those smiles.
It's a lifetime memory. And an altruistic fan. Count full now on Neil Walker. Walker has an 11-game on base streak entering tonight. Over that span, a .353 batting average after he hit 163 his first 21 games. You see the numbers on those last 11. Mile high pop up in the infield. Falefa puts it away. 2 out. Oh, it's time for trivia. With 2 out here in the 5th, we bring you this question. Who is the only player to hit a home run representing 3 different teams in the All-Star game? We will give you the answer in the bottom of the inning.
It's a pretty straightforward question there, right? I mean, tough one. You got to think, but.
There's Gleyber Torres, homered his first at bat. Now 7 home runs on the season.
I'll give it to our guys. You know, they put a lot of thought into our trivia questions. I still don't like them, but they put a lot of thought into it.
It's not easy to come up with 150 trivia questions either. I think there's a chance that the answer tonight was a teammate of yours.
Yeah, I've been challenging them. Now they're going to really make me look bad. That's what I get.
Right. If you don't get the teammate, you have to cower in the corner.
Sergeant Schultz over here.
Here's the 2-2. Torres stays alive.
Did you check out Hogan's Heroes at all?
I did.
All
I
right.
did. I didn't spend as much time on YouTube with it as I did Taxi and Sanford and Son, but I got a little taste. Torres hits it hard, but gobbled up by Falefa. He'll throw across and end the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Hamels. We head to the bottom of the fifth. 6-1 Rangers. Very much on the GMC scoreboard. Rangers 6, Yankees 1. Joey Gallo has struck out his first 2 at-bats. And we will take a look at the Jeep hitters scouting report for Joey Gallo.
Indeed, and the at-bat to home run ratio off the charts. A minimum of 500 at-bats. The top 5: McGuire, Judge, Ruth, Gallo, and Gary Sanchez. At-bat to home run ratio. Obviously, the 3 true outcome hitter. It's kind of a new school or new metric thing. Hitter can control 3 things: you either walk or strike out or hit a homer. You don't put the ball in play all that much other than that. And move over Adam Dunn. Adam Dunn was the poster child for that 3 true outcome style of player. And last year, Joey Gallo hit .209 with only 94 hits and 80 RBIs, but hit 40 home runs. It's the lowest average since Adam Dunn to do that.
More homers than singles.
Yeah, the list goes on and on. Tremendous power. Hits it as far as anybody.
And as we've seen, more athletic than you'd think in the outfield.
We've seen it with Aaron Judge. You give these kids a chance. And who's adaptable? Who has high baseball IQ? Aaron Judge has shown he does. The adjustments he's made, controlling the strike zone, taking his walks.
Swing and a miss. Gallo down on strikes, a true outcome. He's 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. All right, David, you got a guess on the trivia question?
Yeah, I mean it's a stab in the wind, but it's I'm gonna go Winfield, Dave Winfield.
All right, I'm sorry, David, but that is not correct. It's Alfonso Soriano with the Yankees, the Rangers, and the Cubs.
Did not, I mean, I caught Soriano at the end when he was first coming up, but it wasn't really a teammate of his, but very much respect his career. Underrated, undervalued career. I thought when he came back to the Yankees at the end, he was a great lift. He was fun to watch. He really gave the Yankees a lift.
He spent, I guess you guys just crossed over really briefly in 2000.
Yeah, that was a year I'm trying to forget.
Still won the World Series.
Yes, we did.
Still got Piazza out.
Swan song.
There have been worse swan songs.
We won the World Series in spite of my horrible performance that year.
See the resume for Alfonso Soriano. 7-time All-Star, 2-time champion with the Yankees, although it was really 01 where he became a big contributor.
Yeah, 99 a bit too. He was up and down.
4th member of the 40-40 Club. Remember in 02, he was stuck on 39 home runs for, it felt like 8, 9, 10 games at the end of the season, just trying to get that 40th to join the 40-40 Club, and then ended up doing it in 2006 with the Nationals. Three and 2 on Odor.
Used to play with a guy named Jorge Orta back in the Royals, early 80s, and he just had tremendous pop in his bat. I went to him and I said, Jorge, you got cork in your bat?
Odor lifts that foul.
George Orta, yeah, and he said, no, Coney, my manos have cork in them. That was Soriano. His manos had cork in them. My hands. The cork is in my hands, not my bat.
Today, they would have turned that into a hashtag and a T-shirt.
George Orta. He could lay him out.
Look at that heavy bat Soriano used, too. Eighth pitch of this at bat coming. In the dirt. Ball 4. Odor works a walk, and now a quick word from Spectrum.
Spectrum Internet. No data caps, no contracts. Just faster speeds with better performance.
Here's Robinson Chirinos. Chirinos has gone backwards offensively this year after a career year last season. 17 homers, An 866 OPS. September 24th, 1999. There's your former teammate, David.
Wow. Spin and grin.
First career home run. A walk-off home run against Norm Charlton.
See the look on his face almost off the bat. Soriano got a big smile.
First career home run, a walk-off at Yankee Stadium. Off a brand name reliever too. It's pretty good. Ooh, that was close.
See Neil Walker point to the dugout as if to, yeah, take a quick look at that. Snap throw from Cole.
He's out.
Yes, sirree. Put the rabbit ears on. Call him out.
And that's what they're going to ask for.
That's impressive. You don't really see right-handed pitchers with that quick of a move and get a pickoff like that. Quick feet. Look at that move. Quick feet and a snap throw with something on it. Well done by Cole.
And Walker knew it right away.
Indeed.
Well, that was quick. Odor picked off. 2 down.
Confirmation.
And that's replay working in its most efficient fashion. .43 seconds. Count full on Robinson Chirinos. With Ronald Guzman on deck. Strike 3, got him looking. Nice work by A.J. Cole. Fans 2 in the inning. We head to the 6th. This moment, Game 6 of the 2011 World Series. The Rangers an out away from being champions, and David Freese with the game-tying triple as Nelson Cruz could not make the play in right field, and the Rangers have never gotten that close to the title since.
That one hurt.
In 2010, the Rangers were in the World Series as well, but the Giants were a better team, won that World Series. And 2011, watching that series unfold, it felt like the Rangers were definitely the better team, and then could not come through in that ninth in Game 6, and then lost Game 7. Michael Kay actually hosted a famous party that Game 6 in his apartment in the city. And everybody stayed. It was a weeknight, but everybody stayed through because there was however many extra innings that game was. Just a classic, incredible baseball game. Two and one on Aaron Hicks.
Pitch count's in good shape here in the 6th. Hamels is definitely pumped up a little bit today. He came into this game, his average velocity was right around 90 miles an hour. We've seen several 93s and 94s. Pitched by hitting the 5th, the only one really, and all of those are real good shape. Mentioned before, Hamels coming in on extra rest as well, missing his last start.
Hicks lines it into left field, a base hit. And Aaron Hicks leads off the 6th inning with a single. And here is Aaron Judge, hit by a pitch his last time up. To your point about Hamels, David, he's auditioning for the Yankees and for teams that could be competing against the Yankees in the postseason. As Judge takes ball 1. But based on the comments from Hamels, some of which we showed you earlier, there clearly is a thirst to get back to October baseball. Yankees trying to build something against him here in the 6th. Big swing and a miss, 1-1. Almost got caught starting and stopping. I don't think he was going anywhere, but he was just going to take his secondary lead and then wasn't sure if Hamels was headed to him or home. Two and two.
A lot of different ways to evaluate pitchers, obviously, Ryan. You and I have been through a lot of them. Simple one, quality starts since 2006. The active pitcher with the most, no surprise, Justin Verlander, 253. Second on that list, Cole Hamels, 240. Major league leader since 2006.
Sturdy, steady, experienced. Count full on Judge. He stays alive.
Same year, 2006, strikeout leaders. No surprise. Number 1, Justin Verlander. He's got 2,409 strikeouts since 2006. Number 3 on that list, Cole Hamels. 2,227 strikeouts since 2006.
Judge waves and misses. Got him on the changeup. 1 down.
You can see Judge not picking it up. Good arm action. That's what Hamels does with his changeup, as he sells it so well. How a pitcher sells it is the same slot. It's called tunneling. It comes out of the same slot as his fastball. The arm angle, the release point.
That's blooped right side. Guzman makes the catch. 2 out.
Big curveball's always been there. Got the call. Little cutter, that's the new wrinkle. He could always drop that hammer in there. So he's a true 4-pitch pitcher. He can throw that changeup at any time, as he just did there to Judge. Fastball, curveball, cutter, and a really good changeup.
That was the first at bat. He had gone 7 pitches to any batter so far in this game. Ball 1 to Gary Sanchez. Sanchez has flown out, foul ground on the left field line, and walked. Sanchez didn't love it. And the Yankee dugout saying some things. Aaron Boone just got tossed. Some chatter from Aaron Boone, and he is not happy with Pat Hoberg, the home plate umpire.
Might as well get your money's worth now. That was a quick hook.
And Aaron Boone has his first managerial ejection as Pat Hoberg sends the Yankees skipper to the showers.
A little sensitive. The old school saying would have been rabbit ears. Hey, I hope you got rabbit ears. Call the game.
Gave him no latitude there.
I mean, usually you have a little more latitude to say a few things. The umpire will let you go a little bit. I thought the pitch actually was a strike. I mean, right at the top of the strike zone. It had plate. I mean, borderline at best. I mean,
maybe Aaron Boone frustrated with Hoberg, as you pointed out before, yielding most of those borderline pitches to the hitters for most of this game, rather than the pitchers, and in that case, obviously calling it against Boone's hitter.
Usually you'd see a home plate umpire turn to the dugout and say that's enough first. But that was just a quick turnaround. You're out of here. Quick snappage. Get out.
Runner will go. 3-2, 2 outs, and there's ball 4 as Sanchez takes his second walk of the game. Can the Yankees spin the Boone ejection into a little rally here in the 6th with 2 out? Gregorius snapped a 1-for-48 stretch with an RBI double last night. 0 for 2 so far tonight. That is looped again behind second. This one's going to be an easier play. Profar puts it away, and Hamels works out of trouble here in the top of the 6th. On the Angels, it's Yankees freezer glass night, and the first 18,000 guests 21 and older will receive a Yankees freezer mug courtesy of Budweiser. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Aaron Boone with his first career managerial ejection. Sixth inning tonight. A little chatter from the dugout and a quick hook from Pat Hoberg. So then Boone wanted to make sure he got his money's worth, and did. And as a player, his first ever game. Aaron Boone headed home, was called out, threw his helmet, and was tossed in his first ever major league game. Now Gary Sanchez coming out of this game, and Austin Romine will go in. Obviously, we'll find out what's going on with Sanchez. I don't know if he might have said something and got tossed, or if this is some sort of injury, but Austin Romine is now in behind the plate. Remember, it was Sanchez who was at the plate when Aaron Boone got tossed. Now Sanchez ended up walking in the at-bat.
We're gonna have to find out.
Yeah, there was nothing obvious to the eye that happened. No sort of flagrant confrontation. We saw Josh Bard, the bench coach, go out and have to readjust his lineup and send in Romine.
Unless something happened in between innings and Sanchez might have said something. No word yet as of yet.
We are efforting to see if he got tossed or if this is injury related, as Chasen Shreve warms in the Yankee pen. thrown out your first major league game like Aaron Boone did.
Didn't even say a word.
No, it was just a little light helmet toss. So now he's been the victim of 2 quick hooks.
Well, if you throw your equipment or your helmet and you hit the umpire, then yeah, that's automatic. I'm not sure that was the case there, but it was.
No, you didn't make. I don't think you made any contact with it.
Sometimes you can get fined for tossing your equipment, throwing your helmet or your bat.
The 3-2. Guzman stays alive. Ronald Guzman known much more for his glove over at first base, but has homered each of the first 2 games of this series. Solo shot back in the 4th off of Domingo Germán. And here works a walk to lead off the 6th.
We'll have to talk to Aaron Boone afterwards. You know, there's always jawing that goes on throughout the game. It could always be residual effect. Sometimes umpires have heard enough.
I think we may have found Gary Sanchez tweaking something running the bases. Obviously, more information to come on the postgame with Meredith as Torres will go to first and just get Rua for the first out. Let's see Gary Sanchez headed to second here. At the end, just a little hop, and then a little conversation with the trainers.
It's pretty good speculation right there. And
as the day is done for A.J. Cole, Jason Shreve will come on. Has been very sharp tonight, and Domingo Germán struggled a bit with a lot of extra rest. His first career road start. Jason Shreve on now in relief of A.J. Cole, who did a nice job out of the pen. Aaron Boone, his first career managerial ejection. And Gary Sanchez has left this game with what looked to be some sort of tweak that happened running the bases, but it was nothing flagrant or obvious. So, of course, we'll get more on the post game as Meredith Marakovitz works the clubhouse here in Arlington. Guzman leads off second. Chu 0 for 2. Walked back in the second. And it's 2-1.
Chu's always had a good eye. High on base percentage guy and walks a lot.
Blocked nicely by Romine.
Generally speaking, you're going to have to throw the ball in the strike zone to get him to swing. Shreve's best pitch is that splitter. Chu not going to chase. You're going to have to spot your fastball. When chasing Shreve spots his fastball, his splitter's that much more effective.
And Chu works the walk. So first and second with one out now. Now, Meredith, in addition to us waiting for you to find out what happened with Sanchez in the postgame, obviously you're going to be asking Aaron Boone about his first career managerial ejection. We showed the tape of his first ejection as a player, which came in his first career game, and I know that's something he talked about at the winter meetings.
Yes, he relived it all for us, Ryan. And he said it was more of a misunderstanding than anything else. As he popped up from the slide, he reacted, and he didn't mean to be confrontational. The way his helmet went down, though, it popped up in a way that it really was elevated off the ground that he wasn't expecting. And then when he was ejected, he was thinking more, oh no, what am I doing now? How is this going to affect me in the future? The umpires are not going to give me a call ever in the strike zone. He was also worried about what his teammates were going to think of him. So he went into the clubhouse not knowing how they would react, and they smiled at him. They started laughing and said, "We liked it. We got your fine. Don't worry about it, kid."
I could see being very nervous after that, though. You're wondering, am I going to get to stay here?
And they also took it a step further, and they spoke with the umpires, whoever the veterans on the team were at the time, spoke with them and said, "You're good, you'll be okay." And he just didn't want to be known as that type of player that couldn't control his emotions, but quickly it was realized that that was not his MO at all.
That's a great story, Meredith, and it's something that's always interesting to observe with young players. You could see that reaction from Aaron Boone was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? What did I do? As Meredith said, processing. What is this going to mean for my future here in the big leagues? But a lot of times, I wait to see when a young player is going to feel comfortable enough to say something to an umpire on a questionable call. Because most guys do come up and don't say anything for a while. That misses, and Shreve has walked back-to-back batters. The base is now loaded with one out and Nomar Mazara coming up. A lot of free passes tonight from Yankee pitchers. 8 walks the Yankees have handed out, as well as a hit batter. Texas only has 4 hits. Everybody on base has reached via walk. Guzman at third, Chu at second, Lefa at first. Gets the call off the outside corner for strike 1.
One of the problems with pitching backwards, as they say, you're going to throw a lot of off-speed pitches. We talked a lot about Yankee philosophy, pitching away from fastballs. If you're going to throw off-speed pitches a lot, you better be able to throw it for strikes. You have 2 different types of off-speed pitches. One you can get over, and one that you can try to miss with to get swings and misses. You can't just keep throwing the swing and miss one all the time down and out of the zone. You got to be able to prove that you can throw your secondary pitches for strikes in the zone. And that's been the problem all night long for all the Yankee pitchers, hence the 8 walks.
3-1. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
One of the things we saw that Sonny Gray has kind of turned the corner on, and dropping that curveball over for strikes. Get your breaking stuff over, and then you can go from there. Chasen Shreve has a really good splitter, but you can see him consistently missing him down out of the zone with it. Throwing the 2-strike one. A couple of fastballs here to get back even.
Josh Bard handling the managerial responsibilities with Aaron Boone's ejection. Bases loaded, 1 out. 6-1 Rangers lead. Here's the payoff. Shreve will step off. And now Romine's going to take a trip to the mound and get on the same page with Shreve.
Kind of see the indecision.
Here's the 3-2. Strike 3, got him looking. Went with the fastball.
Well, you have to throw a strike. It looked like Mazar was looking for the splitter because Shreve throws a lot of them, so it was the right call. It shows you the value of being able to throw a fastball for strikes. Inner third at best. 93 miles an hour, good velocity. Nice job by Shreve right there in a clutch spot.
Now here's Profar, who takes strike 1. Another fastball. Profar opened the scoring for the Rangers, a 3-run homer in the first off of Domingo Germán. That was the Rangers' only hit with runners in scoring position in this game. They're 1 for 7. They've taken advantage of free passes, some wild pitches.
Some gifts. Balls in the dirt. They got by.
Down the right field line, foul. Well, in the second inning, the Rangers scored 2 runs without a hit. Aided by a hit batter, 2 walks, and 3 wild pitches. Guzman's solo home run accounted for their 6th run. Here's the 1-2. 2-2.
We've seen this approach from the Rangers. We saw it against Tanaka, where they've really done a good job of laying off of splitters down and out of the zone, off speed pitches. Really thought Tanaka should have used his fastball more.
A 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the split change to end the inning. So Shreve flirts with trouble, but gets out of it as we head to the 7th. It's 6-1 Rangers. Sports talk show in New York with opinions, analysis, and an entertaining twist on the latest headlines from around the sports world. That's every weekday at 3 o'clock right here on ES. Check out Peter Rosenberg, Don LaGreca, always entertaining with Michael. Now the Cadillac scoreboard, it's 6-1 Rangers. Just 2 hits tonight so far for the Yankees off of Cole Hamels. Yankees had 4 home runs or more in 3 consecutive games for the first time in franchise history. They were the first major league team to ever have 3 straight games with at least 8 extra base hits and at least 4 home runs. But Hamels, perhaps in a trade deadline audition of sorts, has been sharp. Austin lines that. Oh, what a grab by Odor. Hopping and snaring for out number 1.
Another look. Right in the web of the glove. Well timed. Robbing Austin of a hit.
Full extension for the first out.
Huge lift for Hamels here in the top of the 7th to get the leadoff guy out.
Giovanni Gallegos, just recalled, warming in the Yankee pen.
You talked about before, David, how Hamels has shifted his repertoire from what he was earlier in his career. And one of the things he talked about yesterday was that the '09 World Series, and in his estimation failing, motivated him to learn the cutter, which has become a primary asset for him in these later years. That's a foul ball. He was given a 3-0 lead in Game 3 of that World Series, with the series tied at 1, and ended up coughing up that lead and eventually the game. So A-Rod's home run off the camera, and Andy Pettit had the RBI hit. Pettit's hit came on a curve, and he gave up a couple of big hits on the curve, and it was part of what started his process of, hey, I need something else.
It can really help left-handed pitchers get inside to right-handed batters. We've seen that with CC Sabathia, how effective that cutter has been for him. And it also complements the changeup.
And Andujar crushes that. Way gone to left. 6-2 game as Andujar has his 5th home run of the year. And it's the 2 rookies who have taken Hamels deep tonight. First Torres, and now Andujar.
Yankees trying to make this interesting. You see the catcher set up in. That might have been one of those cutters. It was off speed. Hard to get inside on Miguel Andujar.
Yankees never out of a game with this offense. Now the Yankees fans in attendance trying to make a little noise. The 1-1 to Walker. Chopped, just foul, outside of third. Even within a performance where the Yankees' bats have been quieted, still positives from their youngsters.
Yeah, and the mission now is to get Hamels out of the game. Get another base runner.
Not going to happen there as Walker's down looking.
See the cut spin, doesn't get in there enough. Andujar's so quick. 103.6 miles an hour off the bat, 402 feet.
Strike 1 to Gleyber Torres. Torres stroked a home run to left. His first time up, his 7th home run. Seven home runs in the 9th spot for the Yankees this season off the bat of Torres.
That's more than any one player had in the 9th spot all of last year for the Yankees.
Yeah, just his 26th game here in the big leagues.
He drives that into left center field, and that will get down. Another hit for Torres. Takes a wide turn and hangs on. It's another multi-hit game for the Yankee rookie.
Right down the middle. We've noticed how with 2 strikes, Glaber can break it down a little bit. You know, he's mature beyond his years, stylistically speaking. Makes great adjustments at the plate, pitch to pitch, much less at bat to at bat.
Trip to the mound from Doug Brocail. With Diekman throwing in the Rangers' pen. And the Yankees perhaps one more base runner away from achieving the mission you just talked about, David, getting Hamels out of this game.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Get him out, get into the pen, see what you can do. 4-run game right now.
Hicks stroked a single his last time up. That's foul. Grounded to the left side slowly. Profar across his body just in time to nail Hicks and end the inning. So the Yankees add a run with the homer from Andujar, but nothing more. We're going to keep things right here. In light of the tragedy in Santa Fe, Texas last Friday, Texas Governor Greg Abbott will come out of the left field gate. Be a moment of silence for the victims, followed by the playing of God Bless America.
At Santa Fe, Texas High School. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families of the victims, those that were injured, and the first responders. Thank you. And now we invite everyone in Globe Life Park to join in singing God Bless America.
by your local Nissan dealer. The Rangers jumping on Herman early with 5 runs through the first 2 innings. Tough night for Domingo Herman. Cole Hamels, as a lefty going through this Yankee lineup, can't do much better than he did. 7 innings and 2 runs. Homers from Gleyber Torres and Miguel Andujar. And you could see the evening is done for Cole Hamels, as his manager Jeff Bannister thanks him for the work.
Well, Bannister's a straight up dude, right? I mean, he'd get right in your face and tell you what he's going to do. He didn't send his pitching coach to take him out. He made sure he looked him in the eye.
Mile high into left. Stanton towards the line, makes the catch, 1 down. Now another quick word from Spectrum.
Spectrum Internet. No data caps, no contracts. Just faster speeds with better performance.
Ryan Rucco, David Cohn, Meredith Marakovitz with you. Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. The Cadillac scoreboard, a 6-2 Rangers lead. We appreciate you spending part of your Tuesday night hanging out with us. Yankees carrying a 3-game winning streak into action tonight. That's smoked into left center. Hicks playing deep, cuts it off. Odor took a monstrous turn and now scrambles back to first. Here's Robinson Chirinos. Struck out looking his last 2 times up, was hit by a pitch and scored back in the 2nd.
Definitely a New York flavor to the crowd here. I mean, there's Yankee fans everywhere. And you know this, Ryan. The years I played for the Yankees, it just always seemed like every city you went to, you know, there was going to be a following. No different here. They're kind of waiting, right? They're kind of waiting for, you know, get a little glimpse of the 2 rookies that hit home runs. They know they better stay.
Yeah. With the way this team has come back in games against some quality relievers as well. 10th birthday. Just wants a game ball.
You see a lot of opposing teams. You know, every opponent the Yankee plays throughout the year, well, they kind of fight for dates, the best dates. When are the Yankees coming to town? Boston has a similar following, the Cubs.
And with this Yankee team on the road, batting practice is much closer to first pitch. So we get to hear all those oohs and ahs from the Yankees fans who know that and are at the visiting ballpark early to watch Judge and Stanton and Sanchez. We've already seen this year Didi Gregorius with a road curtain call in Los Angeles and Anaheim.
I think the Yankees have led road attendance for a century. It seems like going back to Babe Ruth. Whenever the Yankees come to town, the attendance goes up.
Runner goes. That's foul. These 2 teams will play one more time tomorrow night here in Texas, and the Yankees will have an off day Thursday before welcoming in the Angels and the Astros at home. Rangers in a stretch where they play 20 consecutive days. And this is just the second season in the last 12 years where the Rangers have been 13 games under 500 at any point. And they've been going in the wrong direction in the win department over the last few seasons. Runner goes again, swing and a miss. The throw down from Romine on the money as Torres applies the tag for the strike him out, throw him out double play to end the 7th.
And as usual, you just kind of make sure you're going to have to wait to see if the Rangers want to challenge. Great jump, great throw, great tag. And it looks all the way like he's going to be safe, but it's on the money and he's out.
No question about it. Good trigger from Romine and a nice application of the tag from Torres, inning over. The technology is as helpful as the people. By Koch Industries. At Coke, we make things that make the world better, and by Infinity, empower the drive. Delano DeShields has steered his way into center field, replacing Ryan Rua, and Jake Diekman is on the mound. In relief of Cole Hamels, 7 innings for Hamels, his longest outing of the season, allowed just 2 runs, struck out 7, as Diekman deals ball 1 to Judge. On the Hyundai scoreboard, the Rangers a 6-2 lead on the Yankees. The Yankees now into the Rangers' pen.
And as oftentimes the case, and we've mentioned this before, the 8th inning is going to have to work through the middle of this Yankees order.
Here's a strike to Judge.
We talk about relievers in high leverage situations, when to use your best assets. Well, a lot of times it's this 8th inning, and Diekman's going to have to go through Judge, Stanton. Obviously Gary Sanchez out of the game now, but 2, 3, and 4 in the Yankee lineup.
An ambiguous dismissal as we take a look at the fast pitch speed analytics, brought to you by Files by Verizon. 96 miles an hour for Diekman. For Sanchez, we'll get more on the post game regarding that, as that's cued to first. Gloved by Guzman, who will touch up the bag for the first out. just to clean up what happened with Sanchez. We thought maybe there was something. It looked a little bit like a tweak headed to second, but it was not obvious. And it was after Aaron Boone had been ejected with Sanchez at the plate half inning before, and Sanchez came out as if he was going to go through warm-ups and eventually left. So we'll have more on that from Meredith Marakovitz. We saw a brief conversation with Yankees training staff, but it wasn't, that even wasn't an overt conversation. Stan's 0 for 3. That's a base hit. Smoked into center field off the bat of Stanton. Hey, fans, immediately after the final out, catch the WB Mason postgame as Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry are back in the studio, ready to break down tonight's battle here in Arlington. It's only on ES. A lot of stuff going on in the postgame. Aaron Boone's first managerial ejection. What exactly did happen with Gary Sanchez? So make sure you keep it right here on Yes. Jack Curry and Bob Lorenz in the studio, and Meredith Marakovitz working things here in Texas. Strike one.
It was Diekman that was in Philly. He's been around the block. He came over in the Hamels trade, I believe.
Yep.
A lefty power arm. That's when the Rangers were making the big move. Not only got Hamels as a starter, they brought him in. It's a power lefty. Good stuff. Little command issues at times. 14 walks in 16 innings so far this year.
That goes around the plate, and it's 3-1 on Romine. Didi Gregorius on deck. Romine drives that in the air to right field and deep. Mazzara back at the wall, and that is gone. Second home run of the year for Austin Romine, and it's a 2-run game. That closed stance is working out for Austin Romine.
Well, absolutely driven the other way. You could tell by that approach that's what he was trying to do. Got some carry. And just what the doctor ordered. You got Cole Hamels out of the game. You're into the bullpen. A quick 2-run shot. And now you're in business.
There is never a cruise control for opponents against this Yankee team. Now a bloop and a blast away from tying it.
Austin Romine off to a great start this year. Doing everything possible that you'd want from his role.
And Meredith, I know Austin Romine was fired up about that last home run in Kansas City.
He most certainly was. He told me after the game that although catching is his first priority and always will be, it's nice to be a part of it. When you contribute that way and you see what this offense had been doing 1 through 9, you want to contribute as well. And the first home run, getting it out of the way in Kansas City, that was something that meant an awful lot to Austin Romine. And you can just see the way he lit up talking about it after the game, how excited he was to be contributing offensively. And that could be in part part to Aaron Boone and this coaching staff. Aaron Boone said that he challenged Austin Romine coming into this season, saying, we know you're capable of more offensively. We trust in you. We think we can get more from you at the plate. And he's worked really hard to accomplish that.
A very frank conversation indeed, and one that Romine has certainly made good on. I joked with Romine in the dugout before the game. He came by, said hello. I said, man, that was a bomb you hit in Kansas City. He said, hey, it doesn't happen often, but I got that in me. Well, he has another in him. And it's a souvenir in right field as a result, as Gregorius with a 3-1 count. Tyler Austin on deck. Gregorius ropes that into right field, a base hit. And now Tyler Austin will step to the dish, representing the tying run.
We know how quick Didi is on inside pitches. He got in a hitter's count, 3-1, and did not miss it. Well struck in the hole.
The Yankees already with 3 home runs tonight. No team in Major League history has ever hit 4 home runs in 4 consecutive games. If Austin goes yard here, it would tie it and make history. Ball 1. Chris Martin, former Yankee, warming up. Gregorius leads off first, still just 1 out in the 8th. Big swing and a miss, 1-1. You see the damage that Austin has done against lefties this year, .324 average. That's inside, 2-1. A game where the Rangers seemed totally in control has turned into a tight one here in the 8th. Big hole on the right side for Austin. The 2-1. On the outside corner for a strike, 2-2. See Odor pinch towards the middle.
Right at the bottom of the zone, close, borderline, but not egregious.
Austin takes, and it's 3-2.
Well, we talk about the growth of the rookies. You can't almost forget Tyler Austin's still a rookie because he's been up and down in some injury issues, but working himself into a good count here.
Gregorius leads off first. The pitch fouled back.
Sometimes young players can get labeled too quickly too. He's only a platoon guy. He's tough against lefties. Strikes out too much. Well, we've seen a lot of growth from Tyler Austin. Getting better at controlling the strike zone.
Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him. Big out from Diekman.
Pretty good pitch on the outside corner too. Another look. Just off the plate. One of those probably too close to take as well.
And so here is Andujar, who homered his last at bat against Hamels. He finds a hole. No, Guzman the sliding play with the glove and gets to the bag in time to retire Andujar. Slick play by Guzman, hopping off the bag for the final out of the inning, but the Yankees cut closer. A 2-run shot from Austin Romine, and it's a 2-run game. Frazier on his recovery from concussion symptoms. Plus, get a peek at another top prospect, Thairo Estrada, as the young shortstop makes an early AAA impact. That's tonight after Yankees coverage only on ES. On the Hyundai scoreboard, it is 6-4 Rangers after Austin Romine with a 2-run shot, and this one looked ticketed for right field, but Guzman slickly got to it.
I thought for sure that was getting through. Maybe Guzman just got it off the end of the bat a bit. Andujar, rather. Didn't quite get it off the barrel.
Good range from Guzman for the final out of the 8th inning. The Yankees, once down 6-1, have made it a 6-4 game. Popped up back here. 2-2. Credit also to A.J. Cole, Chasen Shreve, Giovanni Gallegos, who have come on in relief of Domingo Germán and kept it at 6 to give this offense a chance to climb back in.
It's a good point. This game was on the rocks with the bases loaded.
Back up the middle, a zinger. Base hit for Guzman, who has shown quite a bit so far in this series.
Chuck and duck. Looks like a changeup from Gallegos. You're right. Guzman's been a tough out for the Yankees in this series. Came in struggling.
He's looked the part too. Smooth over at first. Kind of like that classic big lefty swing. Here's to Shields, who replaced Rua. Showing bunt, deadens it in front of home. Romine fires in time for the out as the sacrifice is successful. 2-3 on the putout. Advancing to second is Guzman.
Well, this is part of DeShields' game. As you see, that's not really a straight sacrifice. He's got exceptional speed. A late turn. If he gets that down to third baseline a little bit, that's trouble. He's the second fastest recorded runner in Major League Baseball to Byron Buxton. I know I mentioned that last night in the telecast, but well, he was flying down the line right there.
An athletic family. His father played in the majors a long time, as we know. His sister, Diamond DeShields, an outstanding basketball player. And his father actually had a scholarship to go play basketball at Villanova also, with Rolly Massimino as the coach. And Rolly wasn't recruiting just anybody.
Rolly was the man right then, wasn't he? He had a nice run.
He was the head coach of the '85 national championship Villanova team that beat Georgetown. Here's the 1-1, 2-1. You know, Gallegos wants to hold it right here. Looking ahead to the 9th, the Yankees will have 8, 9, and 1. Neil Walker, Gleyber Torres, and Aaron Hicks. It's 2-2. Fly ball. right center. Judge there, makes the catch. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Keone Kela, the closer for the Rangers, is warming. He has pitched to an ERA over 5 this season. Had a very strong year last year. Strike 1.
Yankees looking at the bottom of their order coming up, which is probably a good thing nowadays, right? Neil Walker and Glaber coming up. You have Brett Gardner able to pinch hit at some point or pinch run if needed.
Strike 2. Guzman leads off second, an 0-2 count on Kiner Falefa. In the air to left field and deep. Stanton drifting back, has room, makes the play for the final out of the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees will send up 8-9-1, trailing by 2 in the 9th. To 2. And Keone Kela, the closer for the Rangers, on to try and lock down this win for Texas. He will face 8-9-1 in the Yankees order. Walker, Torres, and Hicks. Walker with an 11-game on base streak on the line. Good looking swing, 1-1.
It's kind of a game. If you look at the peripheral numbers, the Yankees have no business even being in this game. All the walks, all the gifts. You mentioned the bullpen did a good job of avoiding more damage, and Story of the Yankee season is the circular lineup. These are almost the guys you want up right now. Walker, yes.
Good take on a tight pitch, 2-1.
Labor on deck, yes. 8 and 9, yeah, that works. We'll take that. At least we got a shot. Get a base runner, you're one swing away from tying it. And you know, the way this game shook down earlier, this is what you wanted. Wow, you got a shot at least here in the ninth.
2-1 on Walker. 2-2. We have seen, especially of late, Walker's penchant for big hits. We've seen him start a couple of big rallies with doubles.
He's just gotten a lot of good at-bats over the last 2 weeks or even longer.
The 2-2. Fly ball, center field. The Shields with room. One down. Torres has blasted his 7th home run, as well as roped a single. Trying to bring up Aaron Hicks as the tying run. Should they get to a 4th batter this inning, it would be Aaron Judge. Down the right field line and into the seats, 1-1. And that's the goal, right? Just get Aaron Judge an at bat this inning.
Just have a chance. That's what you always said on the bench when you're in this situation as a teammate. Give us a chance, one swing.
Torres buckled 1-2. Yankees hoping for some late game magic. Kelly deals. Rolled slowly to short. Profar. 2 down. Now we'll leave things to Aaron Hicks, who singled in the 6th. Trying to work his way on with Aaron Judge on deck. And Giancarlo Stanton in the hole. Ball 1.
See, the thing that makes Keela tough is you see that velocity at 98, but a true curveball. 12-6 curveball and about 15 miles an hour slower. So that difference in velocity makes him tough. Get you way out in front of that curveball in the low 80s, and then 98 is pretty nice to have.
1-1. Yankees have already won 4 games this year when trailing after 8. Rangers have not lost a game when leading after 8. 2-1 on Hicks. They just want to give that guy a crack. A little wave, and it's 2-2.
Indecisive swing. Once he started, he couldn't stop.
Crowd on its feet. Kella with a 2-2 count on Hicks. And it goes full on Aaron Hicks.
I can remember being on the mound in this situation as a young Met pitcher and Keith Hernandez playing first base yelling at me, "This guy can't beat you," meaning you have to throw a fastball here. You have to throw it right down the middle. Even if he hits a homer, you still have a 1-run lead. You cannot walk this guy with a breaking ball.
Here's the 3-2. There's a fastball. Will it get down? Mazzara catches up with it, and that is the ball game. Kella works a 1-2-3 ninth. Judge does not get an at-bat, and the Rangers hold on 6-4 to take the middle game of this 3-game set and set up a rubber game tomorrow evening. We'll be back to wrap things up in a moment here from Texas.